Alrighty, how's everyone doing? Here at OR in Solitude in Utah, and here playing with the release of the NTN Freedom Binding, Rottefella's new offering to the world of freeheel skiing. It's a great looking binding. They've done a fantastic job with the aesthetics. One of the most important things that they've done with a step away from the free ride is obviously they've lost a lot of the metal that was on the side of the binding here. The binding is 500 grams lighter than the free ride, so it's a huge loss in weight, and whilst we've lost some of the weight there, what we haven't done is lost any of the skiability of the binding. It's still a fantastic edge to edge, same toe box, same hold with the lateral release system here. Very similar in and out of the binding, just throwing the toe clip there to get in and out. Once that's down, clip in, you're locked in there. Right now we're in tour mode, and this is one of the fantastic things with this binding. We're looking at up to 90 degrees of tour mode with the boot in the binding here with zero resistance, which is fantastic. It almost feels like you've got an AT binding underneath your foot with the amount of just swing weight which you have underneath your toe while you've got it on your foot. Going back to the very simple heel throw system here, very simple. You've got the two lengths, 35 mil, 65 mil, very simple to engage. The whole system's been honed, so everything is very simple. In, out, total lock. Everything can be activated by pole. You don't have to be using your hands if you don't want to, which is another great feature. One of the most important things here with the binding which has changed is actually this toe box. This toe box, whilst it's in tour mode, just allows the binding to roll forward in and out. And what that motion does as it's rolling in and out is it crunches down on any snow, so it doesn't allow any snow to get into the binding and bind up the binding, which is a fantastic little asset there. The cables are running underneath right at the base level of the binding instead of elevated a little bit like they were in the free ride, so that allows the tension to dissipate whilst you're in tour mode, as opposed to when you just pop that concertina down and you've got a bunch of tension there. Just underneath the foot here we've got a separate little platform that helps keep the binding, helps the edge-to-edge initiation of the skier whilst you're on the binding. All in all, those who have struggled a little bit with how powerful the NTN Freeride is are going to love this binding. It's a little more neutral in its power, so it has a little bit more of that sensation. If you want to mark a line where your standard 75 mil touring binding is and where your NTN Freeride is, this guy's feel on the foot comes in right in between the two, so it's a great peacemaker for those who have been struggling with how the NTN Freeride feels. All in all, great looking binding, great performing binding, and we're really excited to see this take off on the US market. Alright, so this is the new NTN Freedom Binding. What I'm going to talk about now is the power box. One of the main differences with the Freeride and the Freedom system is the cartridges. With the Freeride system, we had the twin cartridges which were screwed in and out individually, very simple, both by hand and with a screwdriver. What's happened with the Freedom system here is because those cartridges have really been shrunk down and honed, it's become one system. So both the cartridges are in what's now known as our power box, and it'll come in two different sizes. There'll be a large and a small. So for boots 25, 5, 26, around that mark and down, you'll be on the smaller. 26, 5 and up, you'll be on the large, and you have the two choices. The green is a softer, the blue is a little bit stiffer. We're moving away from the multiple cartridge system as you've seen in the past. That's more of a throwback to soft wire 75mm bindings, which needed those different cartridges to get the power which the NTN has innate in the system. This whole box, just by unscrewing these two guys here, this whole power box will simply come out, and then you can slot the next one back in there if you have any issues, troubles, want to change the system, want to change size. Very, very simple to use. The wire just comes around, feeds underneath the system, underneath the binding here, down and around, loops on the front of the binding and goes back in, feeds straight in there. Very easy to screw in and out. And from there, you have the ability to adjust the cartridges the same way as the free ride system, depending on height, weight, skiability. Try and get it right in that even zone to get, really tailor it to the exact kind of flex and feel that you want out of this binding system. And that just slides perfectly in and out of that system. So all in all, really smooth, very easy, changeable, very user-friendly integration of the new power box.